So yesterday's video had some audio problems. I fixed it. I've been getting this a lot, and I think it's just because I use my Logitech 3.0 for the audio. But without further ado, let's just jump right into it. So I got another 25 today, which is kind of cool because, again, that's my official PR single, I think. So to get it 2 days in a row is pretty cool for me. I haven't been practicing FMC, and these are my first leg attempts since my last competition. So that's kind of neat too. So this one, I did almost all of it on the normal. I looked around and I found a lot of interesting things on this, including I found an 11 move DR, but it had bad corners. I found some 4 move EO plus RZPs, but in the end, I ended up going with this. So this is the Scramble, and right away you can see there's 6 bad edges, and I don't normally deal with bad edges this way, but it was kind of laid out nicely for it. So I had 4 on, like in the WCA orientation, I have 4 bad edges on blue, and then I had 1 here and 1 here. So what I did was I did a B, and then I effectively insert this like that, and that gets rid of my bad edges. From here, I did 2 moves, L prime D, and on this axis now, we have 1E3C, or at least that's what I refer to. I don't really know what it's actually called, but I've got 3 corners that are misoriented and 1 edge outside of the E layer that's supposed to be in the E layer. So at this point, I do an R2, U2, I do an R2, U2, okay, I think I might have messed this up. No, that was right. Okay, let me just solve the rest. From here, okay, yeah, so fortunately I actually did the right move, so I'll just do like execute the rest of my solution, but let me actually take you back. So yeah, we're here. So basically I noticed that I've got this edge here, and I've got it set up so that it's the broken pair pretty nicely. So I do an R2, U2, so then it's set up like this, and then I do L, so it's like down here, and I basically just insert this into here. From here, I noticed that I have actually, I believe it's called 1/4 turn away. Basically, it's where I've got the bars set up in a way that I can easily just do this. I think it technically isn't strictly like 1/4 turn the way that I think about it, but like the way that I think about it is I do only 1/4 turn in between 2 double turns to solve corners. I'm not really good with terminology, so just forgive me if I'm saying it incorrectly. But at this point, I found the best thing that I could do would be to do an R move to line these 2 together. I did an F2 to pair these up, and then I need to get these to be lined up. So I do U2, F2, D2, and then from here I do an L, and it lines things up, and it goes like this. That's kind of like, I guess, a spoiler of the rest of the solution, but I mean, I've got it like on the screen. But so what happened at this point is I found this pretty quickly. I had maybe like half an hour, maybe 20 minutes left, and I just kind of found variations of this part right here, which is, because right here, I mean, there are multiple things you can do. Like you could do you could, do stuff like that. You could also like do LD2 start, LD2, like the same kind of thing, F2, LD2, D2R, you know, and then like it just kind of like moves the edges around. The corners all end up being in the same place, but like it ends up doing like different cycles of edges, and you know, so there's even one that's like there's a variation that also like did this. It was kind of cool. And I'm terrible at EO3, so anyway, so I did a bunch of that. I even tried, you know, when I was missing, like inverting the last move, because sometimes that can just help you like see things. And what I ended up doing was, and I saw something similar to this very early on. So we just do the inverse. So at this point, you can see that there's actually a B2 into an L2, B2, L2 to solve corners and get it to 2E, 2E plus like that. And I saw that early on. I'm like, okay, I could do this, and then I could like, you know, solve this, solve the edges. But I didn't like that. It's not good. But what I did notice is that if I do a B2, it actually sets up 2 floppy reduction, except these two need to be swapped, and these two need to be swapped. So if you look right here, swaps those 2 pieces and those 2. So swaps these 2 and these 2. So effectively, the state that this is in right now, let me get my other puzzle. So I should have solved before recording this. Basically, oh, and then I also found, because I was like, okay, well, what if I do like R2D2, 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 and solve it, and like that works. But the issue is that it adds like some extra U2D2 kind of stuff, and it wasn't fun. So what I did was I then realized if I could U2 the top and swap, if I could basically swapping these two, and apply a U2 on the top, that would be ideal. And fortunately, I'm aware of this algorithm, which works similar to R2D2 times 3, but instead what you do is you do L2, D2, L2, U2, R2. So that's what I did. And actually, just to make sure I didn't mess it up, because I didn't have much time left, I had to kind of get it right pretty quickly. Around a little over, maybe like 6 minutes and 25 seconds at this point, approximately. So I didn't want to mess it up. So I remember I had it like this. I'm like, okay, so it's L2, L2, D2, D2, L2, L2. And then at this point I can see, oh, yeah, this is pretty straightforward from U2 up to R2. So I wrote it down, and I didn't realize it was going to be as short as it was. I was thinking that this was going to be like 28, because when I saw it, I didn't actually see that effectively this algorithm right here canceled into the R2F to R2, because it has that R2 right there. So it cancels like, I think 4 moves on it. Because I thought it was going to get like a 29 or something. I don't remember the exact number I thought it was going to be, but I thought it was going to be really close to 30, but probably sub 30. So, yeah, so that canceled some moves, and it ended up being a 25. So the full solution looks like this. Although I think I accidentally, executed it a few times, but it looks like this. Like that. So that's 2 days, 25s in a row. Before my last FMC attempt that I did in practice, which I think was before my most recent official FMC, was 32. So I guess unofficially we've got 32, 25, 25, which is 82 divided by 3, which is a 27 and a third mean, which I think is below my PR. I think I've got 27 and 2/3. Let me see. My last FMC solve, so if you wanted to roll it with the last thing I did, it was a 36. Yeah, so 36 doesn't really get that, but yeah, so I'll probably do another attempt tomorrow, and hopefully I can smash my PB. I don't think this is accurate. I think this isn't, because I sometimes would enter them on my computer, or sometimes on my laptop, and they're not synced. And so I think I have a 2633 mean or something like that, unofficially. So yeah, tomorrow will be fun.